Guests of the 2015 University of Maryland University College Commencement, please rise to welcome our platform party, led by University of Maryland University College President Javier Miyares, UMUC Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Marie Sini, and United States Congresswoman Donna Edwards. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please remain standing for our national anthem performed by Deborah Monforto, one of today's graduates. Graduates, please leave your caps on during the national anthem. Our president will honor the flag on your behalf by removing his.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome University of Maryland University College President Javier Miyares.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, graduates, family members, friends, colleagues, and honored guests. Our graduates have traveled many miles to work across our stage. They have devoted many hours to earn their degrees. And as I look across the arena, I'm filled with a deep sense of pride for all that you have accomplished. I speak for everyone at UMUC when I say that it has been our honor to help you in the pursuit of your goals and your dreams. Today, you represent our greatest achievement, and we are so proud to recognize and celebrate your success. And on this Armed Forces Day 2015, it is our special honor to salute our active duty members of the U.S. military and our veterans who are graduating today. Your service to our country has earned the respect and admiration of a grateful nation, and we are so pleased that you selected UMUC as your university of choice. May I ask our graduating military service members, our veterans, and the members of their families to stand and be recognized. In addition, I would like to recognize the people who have supported our graduates in so many ways. Let us take a moment to say thank you to the husbands, wives, partners, children, parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, teachers, and dear friends who offer their love and encouragement along this road today. Congratulations to you all. The heart and soul of every university is its faculty. Today, we offer a special thanks to the nearly 3,000 educators and mentors of our graduates worldwide. Would the distinguished members of the UMUC faculty who are with us today please rise and be recognized. I would now like to introduce the members of the UMUC community who have joined us on the platform for today's ceremony. Dr. Marie Cini, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Eric Krause, Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Matthew Brinias, Vice Provost and Dean of the Undergraduate School. We thank you all. One of the great traditions of commencement is a keynote address. It is an opportunity to hear from someone whose achievements and words can inspire us all. Our keynote speaker this afternoon is Congresswoman Donna F. Edwards, who represents Maryland's 4th Congressional District, which includes portions of Prince George's and Anne Arundel counties. She won a special election to the U.S. House of Representatives in June 2008, and she became the first African-American woman to represent Maryland in Congress. She ran and won a full 5 months later, and a full term 5 months later, and was sworn as a member of the 111th Congress in January 2009. Donna Edwards has enjoyed a diverse career in the nonprofit sector as a public interest advocate and in the private sector on NASA's Space Lab project. In 1994, as co-founder and executive director of the National Network to End Domestic Violence, she led the effort to pass the Violence Against Women Act that was signed into law by President Bill Clinton. Edwards' first act as a member of Congress was to add Maryland to the after-school suppers program, ensuring access to nutritional meals as well as youth development programs in schools located in low-income areas. During the healthcare debate, she secured a provision that holds insurance companies accountable for unjustifiable rate increases. She has introduced legislation to expand research and development, domestic manufacturing, and infrastructure spending to create jobs and grow our economy. She introduced and is now championing a constitutional amendment to overturn the Supreme Court's Citizens United decision. Congresswoman Edwards serves on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, where she sits on 3 subcommittees: Highway and Transit, Water Resources and Environment, and Economic Development, Public Buildings, and Emergency Management. She is a ranking member of the Subcommittee on Space, part of the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. She also serves on the Subcommittee on Environment and is co-chair of the Steering and Policy Committee. Donna Edwards completed her undergraduate studies at Wake Forest University and earned her law degree from the University of New Hampshire School of Law, formerly the Franklin Pierce Law Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our distinguished speaker, Congresswoman Donna Edwards.
Good afternoon. Well, I want to begin by saying thank you so much to President Miyares, both for your leadership and for getting through that long introduction. I am so delighted to be here with all of you this afternoon. Most importantly, though, I really want to say a very special thank you to the graduating class and congratulations to the class of 2015. You look spectacular out there. Now, congratulations, of course, goes to your family and your friends and your faculty members, and in some cases to your employers, because we know that you would not be here were it not for tremendous support from all who've embraced you in the University of Maryland, University College community. And as I looked out and saw the numbers of our service members and retirees, veterans standing up, it made me very proud as a Marylander to be the home of the University of Maryland, University College, that takes the time and the opportunity and the effort to provide an environment for the education of our service members and our veterans. And as a military brat, an Air Force brat, my dad served almost 30 years in the United States Air Force, and I can only think what it would have meant to him to have the kind of education experience that the University of Maryland at University College provides. And so congratulations and thank you very much for your service. Now, before I begin, I feel like I should share at least one story with you, and it is actually the story of UMUC for me. When I graduated from Wake Forest University with a degree in English, not totally knowing what I wanted to do, and I found myself at Lockheed working in the space program, and then I found myself with an opportunity to manage a team of folks, but I had never managed anyone. I didn't know anything about business, and I didn't really know anything about technology. And where did I go to figure those things out? I took courses at UMUC. And so I am really delighted to be here today because also over the couple of decades I can see the tremendous growth and opportunity and the leadership that you provide and that all of our graduates today can take advantage of in a 21st century environment, a 21st century online learning environment. Many of you seeing your faculty and other classmates for the first time today. So it really is a miracle of education. Now, the University of Maryland University College, I think, embodies the spirit of our great nation, educating what we can see here and, of course, not even here, but all over the world, a diverse student body. And it is perhaps that diversity that lends itself to the challenges of the 21st century. Now, I know when I was a young mom, juggling family and a job and hard work, that it was really tough to figure out how it was that I would continue my education. And each one of you has come through that journey in such a spectacular way. I know that out there are moms who thought maybe they'd never go to college, and maybe now they're going to college almost with their sons and daughters. I know that there are dads out there who wanted to be able to set an example for their children, and they are graduating today. I know that there are some of you who made a transition from one job to another job and figured out that you needed a different set of skills for this environment. And for some of you, like me, education was not really a straight line. It wasn't like getting on a superhighway and driving through. There were a lot of exits along the way. For some of you, it was quite a windy road. But the fact is that each of you is here today because you were able to manage that windy road. And so congratulations to you. Today, as you mark the end of your studies, I hope that you begin to think of your new role in your chosen professions and in your communities as college graduates and as graduate students. I hope you will take on this new role, and you have to figure out how it is that you're going to do that. I hope you'll figure out that you need to use the knowledge that you've acquired during your time, whether it was a short time or a long time at University College, to be able to serve your communities and those around you. Because regardless of what it is that your focus of study was, you have an ability to contribute in a way that you never have before, because you have a tool that you've never had before, and it's a college degree, it's a graduate degree. Now, I know when I was struggling as a mom trying to figure out what to do, one of the things that motivated me, and I'm sure motivates so many of you, is that I wanted to build a better life for my children. I think it's the kind of thing that motivates one generation to the next generation. And so some of you are in that place. But I think as Americans, we have to ask ourselves what our task is beyond our own self-interest, beyond our own degree, beyond our own job. I think we have to ask ourselves whether we're going to take on the challenges of this still new century. How many of you are going to take on the challenges of a new economy? Take on the challenges of a global economy. You've already experienced in your education at UMUC the challenges of a global economy, new skills for that new economy. Who's going to rebuild the infrastructure that our parents and our grandparents' generation built? That is a challenge that you face. Who's going to figure out what the solutions are to our energy challenges here in the United States and around the world? Those are the challenges that you face. And I believe that each of you is up to these new challenges in the 21st century. I know that as I've proceeded along my windy road career, that I've looked to others for their mentorship and their leadership. Who are those you look to for guidance? Are they people who are in your workplace already? Are they your peers and neighbors? Are they your fellow faculty members? Who do you look to for that kind of inspiration? Now, some of you, like me, I always look to my parents for that kind of leadership, but I also looked outside to people I didn't even know. And here I am now, I'm a politician, and so, obviously I had a few political leaders to look to as well, but they were great ones. They were people like Shirley Chisholm, who taught me the value of fighting. I looked to the leadership of women like Barbara Jordan, who sat in those Watergate hearings as I was mesmerized when I was a teenager. And I said, oh my goodness, I want to be a lawyer just like her and have that booming voice and be able to make change. And today we have to find leadership that we look to as well. But the reality is we're not going to go someplace and search to find that leadership. Each of you will be one of those leaders. And I don't really quite know how you're going to do that, because you have to figure that out for yourself. What I do know is that you've demonstrated by being here today that you have the capacity to do that you have the capacity to take on the challenges of the 21st century. And when I draw my inspiration, perhaps like you do too, that it isn't just the inspiration of whatever I heard the last time that I heard it. Sometimes we actually have to draw on our history. We have to draw on our foremothers and forefathers so that we can seek guidance for the solutions for the future. And each of you will do that too. Now, I know one of the things that happens at graduation as I flip through these pages is I'm looking out on you and I'm seeing people who are saying, when is she going to stop so that I can just turn my tassel and get my degree? So, yes, I understand that. I remember sitting right where you are. But I want to leave you with this, is that as you think about turning that tassel, remembering that you're only turning a page in a book that has so many chapters. And some of those chapters for you are yet to be written. And I know that when I look back, I think about one of my favorite presidents because he took on the presidency at a time of really, really great challenge. And he knew that he had to figure out a way to reinvest in and to invest in our seniors and our communities and jobs and in growing the American economy. And when he did that, he faced a lot of criticism. And I share that because you will face criticism too, no matter what it is that you do. And I always knew that what you have to do when you face that is you look internally and you check your own gut. Because if you don't check that, then nobody else can check it for you. And then each of us figures out what it is that we are going to do to conquer the future. And so President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who led our nation at a time that's actually not that different from now, but he left us with this. He said, in our personal ambitions, we are individualists. But in our seeking for economic and political progress as a nation, we all go up or else we all go down as a people. To maintain a democracy of effort requires a vast amount of patience in dealing with differing methods, a vast amount of humility. But out of the confusion of many voices rises an understanding of the dominant public need. And so graduates, that choice is yours before you today. To take on the challenges of the future, to develop a rising voice for an understanding of the dominant public need, and then to engage in that service, whether it is in business or the public sector, or it's in the private sector someplace, to engage in that service in a way that can make a difference for you and for your neighbors. And so I applaud each of you for reaching this day. I celebrate you and celebrate your families. And I am looking forward to the contributions that each of you will make, if not to this community here, to some community wherever it is that you find yourselves. Congratulations, class of 2015, and much success.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Edwards, for those inspiring words and for joining our graduates at today's ceremony. Graduates, this is a day to look back on what you have learned in order to achieve this goal. It is a day to look around in awareness at those who helped you achieve it. It is a day to look ahead to a brighter future because of the investment that you have made in yourselves. As adult learners, the challenges you've faced have been different than those of traditional college students. In many cases, you arrived at UMUC with families, jobs, and a host of life experiences. Most of you have not had the luxury of being able to study throughout the day and to take your weekends off. You have had to make time for your studies. And that meant taking time away from other responsibilities. It has not been an easy road, and we know that. So speaking on behalf of your professors, let me say how proud we are of your achievements. On this day, you don't need role models. Today, you are the role models for us and for everyone in this arena. Today, you prove that you have what it takes. And what it takes is the courage, fortitude, and perseverance that you exemplify, and I congratulate you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce your UMUC Alumni Association President. She received her Bachelor of Science degree in Business and Management in 1989 while serving in the United States Army. And she has been an active part of the UMUC Alumni Association Board since 2006. She is a selfless leader and has volunteered countless hours sharing her more than 30 years of experience in sales, marketing, finance, and operations with our alumni community. So please join me in welcoming Fran Volel-Steck.
Thank you, Dr. Sinney. On behalf of the Alumni Association, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to each of you today. Whether you are seated here in Maryland or watching the webcast somewhere in the world, as a graduate of UMUC, you are joining a knowledgeable and diverse alumni community of more than 180,000 strong around the globe. I welcome you and encourage you, please, tap into the power of your alumni network. Stay connected. I am honored to introduce the next speaker. Each year, the university selects a member of the graduating class to speak on your behalf, someone who represents the special attributes of UMUC students. And today's student speaker, Shannon O'Brien, certainly fits the bill. Today, Shannon earns her Master of Science in Management. Her family joins us today in the audience in celebration and in pride of her accomplishments. So please, welcome Shannon O'Brien.
Good morning, President Miyares, Congresswoman Edwards, members of the Platform Party, honored guests, and fellow graduates. When I think about the University of Maryland University College, I see the impact our academic community has on students from all over the world. UMUC knows the power of believing in yourself and has given us tools to make positive impacts in our world. I am honored to share a little bit of my story in hopes to inspire you to live every moment to the fullest and pursue a future of lifelong learning. During the summer before my senior year of high school, I woke up one day with not a clue in the world that it might be my last. I was in my own hometown on a beautiful country road when a severe car accident altered my life story forever. I was thrown from the car and suffered severe lacerations to my face and body and spent almost a week in the shock trauma unit. One of the hardest moments was when I saw myself in the mirror for the first time. I thought I had become a monster and that nobody would ever love me. As soon as visiting hours began, my loved ones overflowed my room. Their support was my saving grace and helped me grow a new perspective, teaching me to live in the present, make peace with the past, and have faith for the future. Before that summer ended, I had decided to apply to college, study communications, and began competing in pageants. As Miss Maryland International 2013 and Miss Annapolis United States 2015, I've dedicated my platforms to the Trauma Survivors Network, and in my free time, visit trauma patients in Baltimore and Fairfax, doing my part to share hope that my friends and family have given to me. None of this would have been possible if it was not for UMUC believing in me, helping me find myself, and inspiring me to be a leader. After I earned my undergrad degree, I completed a certificate in leadership and management, and then re-enrolled at UMUC to complete my master's degree in human resource management. This past month, I started my dream job at Delta Airlines, and again, I say thank you to UMUC. If there is one thing you can walk away from my story, I hope it's that it doesn't matter where you are coming from. All that matters is where you are going. We all have the power inside of us to manifest our destiny. Let education be used as the bridge between your passion and what this world needs. Find what drives you. Learn everything that you can and take chances. Your future is waiting. Wherever our lives take us on our journey, we will always be the University of Maryland University College. To the faculty and staff, alumni, yes, to the faculty and staff, alumni associations, friends, family, and fellow graduates, on our journey towards today's beautiful ceremony, thank you. And to the graduating class of 2015, from the bottom of my heart, congratulations and always follow your dreams.
Thank you, Shannon, for sharing your remarkable story with us. You are just amazing, and we wish you all the best. And now the time has arrived to present our graduates for individual recognition. As you may know, UMUC conducts multiple graduation ceremonies each year for our military students in Europe and Asia. In addition, our doctoral candidates were honored in a separate ceremony on our Adelphi campus earlier this weekend. Today, we will call the names of master's and bachelor's candidates and confer those degrees. Every name we call today is of great importance to all of us. So we ask for your courtesy as each name is called, so that all of our students and their guests can enjoy their special moments. Following the presentation of all graduates, we ask everyone to remain on the floor for the conferral of their degrees. Dr. Eric Kraus, Vice Provost and Dean of UMUC's Graduate School, will now present our master's degree candidates. Dean Kraus.
Thank you, Dr. Cini. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you, our graduates, our distinguished faculty, and our honored guests. This is our opportunity to present the candidates who are earning the following degrees: the Master of Arts in Teaching, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Distance Education in E-Learning, the Master of Education in Instructional Technology, the Master of International Management, and the Master of Science. The hoods our graduates are wearing symbolize the significant achievement and the investment they've made in their future. I ask that you join me in saluting these outstanding men and women as we acknowledge their academic accomplishments and wish them well in their professional endeavors. We are very proud of you, and you will now be directed to the stage for the individual recognition. Please remain in your seats until your row is invited to come forward. Let's get started with the first graduate.
Bashir Yusuf Abdallah. Alabukola Abagunde Adalola. Emmanuel B. Aqua. Christopher David Adams. Delanta Adams. Juliet Adai. Adeline Abado. Marcia Acetino Daring. Taiwo Adesina. Samuel Ajate. Jermaine Anthony Eldred. Jason Stanley Allison. Dina J. Amle. Cesar Andaya. Trevor Sean Anderson. Chukwueloka Chidebe Anyafulu. Portia Nazipo Anyaba. Kenisa Mikai Feribi Bayer. Anita Aqua Asentua Asomaning. Monica Duku Asowako. Sandra D. Archibald. Janet Lynn Archer. Daniela Alejandra Amar. Farishta Jawad Ahmad. Sarah Linda Atangana. Lara A. Awofeso. Jerry Lawrence Aziaka. Jimmy Angole Banda. Claudia Yamokai Backman. Michelle Elaine Banks. Pamela Lois Barnes. Gregory Michael Bailey. Melissa Bayu. Gregory D. Barber, Nina Isatu Berry, Veronica Guzman Bass, Carrie Bean, Niesha Joyce Bedney, Allison Bender, Tracy Bennett, Dwayne Bola, Tiffany Marie Bingaman, Army Blasi, Kimberly Adele Blackstone, Keith Allen Bond Jr., Kristen Leah Borman, Dorinda Vanessa Bowers, Samantha Leah Boylan, Andrea Anita Brayboy, David Renan Brenner, Delante Gerald Brewington, Carlette Galis Brisker, Scott Maurice Bristol Jr., Brittany Brown, Tamara Renee Bubb, Audrey Gay Buchanan, Elise Bullard, Kendra Nicole Burks, Robert Drexel Bergener, Andrew William Berg, Antonio Marcellus Bush, Kevin Thomas Carmody, Marvin Tyrone Carr, Matthew Adam Casey, Joseph P. Castillo, Elisa Castro, Koki Awama Katernor, Caroline M. Shamon, Peter Tuning, Patrick Ramon Chin, Mrud Malika Chitavalu Jula, Clark Edwin Christensen, Chris T. Christensen, Yan B. Chung, Florence Sanu Clark, Sarah Audrey Clementi, Oksana Grigorina Cobb, Cynthia Lofi, Liam Collins, Michael Akinwumi Cole, Erica Latif Coleman, Leon Coleman, Shanoa Elise Conley, Sama Mariama Kontai, Catherine Robles Cordero, Chastity Nicole Donnelly, Philip Dashiell, Eric Allen Davidson, Charmaine Rochelle Davis, Latoya T. Davis, Ngozi P. Daniel, Whitley Dean, Jonathan William Dean, Ratana Degoy, Emoke Emise Dekun, Julia Demetrius, Kaisha DeShields, Deepa Devarakanda, Beatrice Jeko, Paul Kamga Jiki, Franklin Kwaku Jisam, Laura Wyndham Dodson, Shanta Doe, Carolyn Dogum. Tonya Lynn Dorsey. Tyrone Doss. Abosidi Rukyat Dasunmu. John Michael Douglas. Dion Drayton. Ashley Marie Drew. Daryl Santel Dudley Govan. Arlisha Denise Dukes. Kristen Elaine Dunbar. Bobby Khalil Duyil. Kevin Tilford. Tilixu Fekara Gebramariam. Christiana O. Shawunmi. Derek Lamar Harris. Andrea Vershia Hickman. Heidi Michael. Andrew P. Duncan. Shruti Rangalakshmi Murti. Ashley Marie Montgomery. Tanisha Robinson. Isleli Maria Castillo. Belinda Lendo.
Megan Elise Rashawn Moore. Jerusalem Zemedkin. Catherine Barnett. Ayadeje Gabriel Babalola. Lydia Dean Reese. Adesola Bada. Mona Amate. Tololope Aganbiade. Shannon Monet Riley. Yvonne Joy Hannaford. Christy Agboli. Edgar Echeverria. Anthony C. Eccles. Candace Marie Eccles. Ukwa Harry Idahuwako. Cecile Efila Mabunan. Uniim Ekpa. Gail Ellison. Shantez Antoinette Evans. John Timothy Aram. Taihaitna Isatu. Hylene Facey. Omawoileola Ibaranke Falodan. Gareth Lee Farron. Mary Rose Teresa Fertita Zepp. Dorothy Carolyn Finney. Michael Fitzpatrick. Susan Flame. Edwin Kobina Fletcher. Jamal Anwar Fox. Melissa Ann Gallagher. Jorge Luis Gallegos Sr. Julius Gamble Jr. Edith O. Garba. Andrew Fitzgerald Gassem. Kurt Geldner. Troy Spencer Gillison. Basara Olajumoke Giwa. Timothy D. Gonzalez. Cynthia Spates Graham Lang. Linwood Green. Tamika Green. Donita Michelle Green. Ustrid Corinne Grieve Spencer. Deisha Griffith. Lawrence David Grimm Jr. Sharday Grinder. Pamela Agnele Gunn. Christopher James Gutierrez. Alicia Louise Hackley. George Michael Hall. Charlotte Bailey Harris. Noelle Marie Harper. Andrea Juanita Harvey. Christopher Michael Henry. Kalila Jodianne Henry. Latasha Nakia Hill. Sally Williams Hobaugh. Nelson Dwayne Hepner. Samantha Michelle Hollis. Ruth Iasu. Momo Jimo Ibrahim. Andrea Maria Badley Jackson. Crystal Irene Jackson. Hannibal S. Jackson. Jacqueline Lisa Mae Jackson. Kimberly S. Jackson. Olivia Jeanette Jackson. Maria Eudora Jacobs. Abubakar Sidi Jallo. Haja Zainab Jallo. Tosha Johns. Ian Hillary Jardine. Aretha Pamela Johnson. Beatrice Johnson. Gabrielle Brene Johnson. Latoya Danielle Johnson. Carl Edward Johnson Jr. Mary Angela Johnson. Tiffany Monique Johnson. Tomika Chanel Johnson. Tanya Renee Johnson. Thaisa Betty Johnson. Andrea Toinette Jones. Salma Jordan. Shanae Rose Jordan. Elizabeth Nicole Joyner. Jaime Rafael Juarez. Adrian Esty Justice Sr. Nicole Michelle Jones. Jonathan Kamide. India Kapenzi. Arvind Srinivas Kapula. Shantice Karimian. Anthony Daher Kaze. Patrick Joseph Keating. Shannon Marie Keating. Johanna Marie Keena. Christopher Kelly. Carol Kelly. Linda Kabutsi. Tanya Katarpal. Mahar Krosave Katuli. Michael Carl Kelb. Raymond Kimmel. Eric Ryan Kinch. Crystal Juanita King. Fatumata Dafe Kone. Catherine Karampis. Ashwini Vijay Kotestani. Jessica Shukri Kraus. Lindsay Ann Krawick. Feta Chroma Wilson. Gael Kambunam Lamboni. Nartish Lashon Lance.
Jose Gabriel Laracuente. Lance Paul Larson. Mary Ann Lawrence. Cynthia Marie Lazard. Tracy V. Leek. Albert Sangyup Lee. Rebecca Xiao Ping Li Lu. Demetria Lewis. Randall Lewis. Wesley Fabian Lewis. Dan Arvin Lintag. Tanika Angelica Littlejohn. Anthony J. Lombardi. Jonathan I. Lopez. Constance C. Lowe. Rupali Aurora Luthra. Monique Renee Jones. Melissa Leon. Alexandria Miriam Marzuka. Mara Maldonado Gonzalez. Daniel Quay Marte. Michael Andrew Matthews. Michelle Lynn Matthews. Bisambu Mayenge Jr. Robert William McAllister. Deirdre M. McCamey. Julie McCarran. Patrick J. McCormick. Angela Bernadette McHale. Libar Michelle McMillan. Ashley Annette McNair. Jane Elizabeth Meadows. Naomi Arayamedine Mersha. Jakea R. Griffin. Janetta Chanel Males. Trina LaShawn Miller. Alvin E. Mitchell. Deborah Elise Monforto. Yvette Monet. Anthony Bernard Monroe. Carolise Montanez. Caitlin Mooney. Daniela Moreno. Cheryl Anita Morris Skeet. April Dawn Gardner Morrow. Laura Mustafa. Mariam Pia Mukni. Ivan Mukiti. Ryan Michael Muldoon. Jasmine Ania Murphy. Kirthi Kumar Muthayan. Ajwad Hussein Nakvi. Candy Didi Narte. Anatole Otoa Nga. Frank Gansi. Ngai Tan Nguyen. Tan Ha Tai Nguyen. Corey Nightingale Sr. Jacob Ninas. Wayne Alton Noble Jr. Shinedo C. Nua. Shinoye Lim Onyinye Woso. Namika Irabushi Woso. Oluchi N. Oriala. Shannon O'Brien. Olayinka Adenike Ogonmoero. Teresa Oldmixon Quezada. Grace Olabimpe Olabise. Kevin Owusu Sikiere. James Fanny Osuhan. Joycelyn Cynthia Omard. Ebenezer Nwadozie Obama. Daryl Maurice Parker II. Jamelia E. Parson. Falshruti Patel. Mega Umesh Patel. Joseph Peckham. Brittany Peterkin. Karen Michelle Peters Pryor. Humberto M. Pineda Jr. Sabrina Jones Pointer. Jessica Lynn Polisijin. Latasha Shantia Posey. Arturo A. Prioletta. Jennifer Prosa. Catherine Chambers. Clever Kimian Paran. Portia Quarles. James Milton Potter. Lori Ann Rake. Wesley Raynor. Danielle Monica Reap. Leah Ann Ribble. Natalie Marie Richard. Maria Consuelo Rivera. Willie Walter Roden Jr. Anthony D. Rogers. Michelle Rodriguez. Alvin L. Rosser Jr. Peter Mwangi Rukwaro. Leah Saka. Andrea Carolina Sandoval. Jocelyn Pamela Sass.
Vera M. Sassu. Pamela Amanda Sawyer. Melissa Denise Scott. Sherry T. Scott. Ronnie M. Searles. Mame Dior Sek. Amy Sejan Sylvan Kurma. Sienna Renee Seward. Stephanie Marie Seward. Rupali Sharma. Farouk Pervayaz Sheikh. Barry DeWitt Shifa. Anitha Francis Schumpert. Natalia Siegel. Shanette Talore Silkat. Danielle K. Simmons. Michelle Nicole Simmons. Shanika C. Simmons. Ajaya Singh. Karan Satula. Michael Skavakis. Aman N. Sleem. Charlena Michelle Shreves Smith. Matthew William Smith. Shelley Nicole Smoot. Shalita Kenise Snowden. Jennifer Michelle Snyder. Ali Sultani. Bianca Janelle Sparacino. Lakia Spence. Roxanne Elena Still. Carl Heinz Steinsberger Jr. Shante Latrice Stewart. Kelly Naomi Stilson. Turin Lachelle Stokely. Eric Sheldon Story. Keisha Renee Stubbs. Barbara Denise Tamaklo. Kimberly Trinita Taylor. Yvette Taylor. Pauline Tiaco. Tanisha N. Thompson. Divine C. Tenjo. Samuel Josiah Tete. Janelle Thomas. Robert Lewis Thomas. Natasha Simone Tiller. Kimberly Simone Towns. Dexter Trotter. Aisha Nashawn Trowers. Sapna Chanara. Anthony Fitzgerald Turner Sr. Linda Catherine Turner. Mark Tyler. Justin Ubert. Kalechi Uzo Okoro. Maria Teresa Santiago Vega. Angelia Sue Vicolio. Natasha Victor Leibowitz. David Joseph Wofford. Eric D. Ward. Rev Carnell Ward. Wendy Elizabeth Walcott. William Jamail Washington Jr. Nicholas Carl Welch. E. Victoria Wheatley. Lionel Anthony White Jr. Mary Christopher Whitfield. Chandra Alicia Whiting. Davina Wiggins. Tennille Marie Wilkins. Benavia L. Williams. Giovanna Williams. Lloyd Edward Williams. Natalia Natasha Williston. Gladys Dolores Wilson. Keith Gerald Williams. Sophia Jamila Williams. Tashana Carthea Willock. Willie Alonzo Williams IV. Brandon Thomas Winder. Kumba Anne-Marie Wonday. William Yates. Unsal Yetkin. Joanne Eleanor Young. Adam Zawi. Pamela Michelle Young. Sandra L. Burns. Kalechi Onyenso.
At this time, Dr. Matthew Prinius, Vice Provost and Dean of the Undergraduate School, will present our bachelor's degree candidates.
Thank you, Dr. Sini. It is now my distinct honor to present our bachelor's candidates. Let me also call your special attention to those candidates graduating with academic honors as designated by the honor cords they wear. Candidates for Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Technical and Professional Studies, and Bachelor of Science, you will now be directed to the stage for individual recognition. Please remain in your seats until you are invited to come forward. Let's begin with the first bachelor candidates.
Karim A. Abiose. Dawn Olivia Adams. Idou Toyin Adelola. Jacqueline Michelle Adriani. Jawad Akbar. Patrick Allen. Elena Lucia Elaine. Coco Alu. Ana T. Alvarez. Madeline Alvarez, magna cum laude. Emmanuel Kau Ameh. Stephanie L. Ames, cum laude. Francis Stephen Amoa. Jessica L. Amos. Elizabeth Kapana Anderson. Nicholas Eric Anderson. Maria Elena Arce, cum laude. Lucas W. Arsino. Vanessa Bianca Ariola. Armando Jose Arazola Jr. Alufemi Adetunji Asabi. Brian Lawrence Ashleson. Chandel Makalani Atoigui. Yoele Lauba Atigla. Jennifer Nicole Aubel, summa cum laude. Alisa Auger. John Eric Auman Jr., summa cum laude. Kenneth Edward Ayers Jr. Leslie Gail Batson. Jihuan Meredith Beck. Vera Bagley. Paul N. Bailey Jr. George Balfour. Andre Justin Banker. Carol M. Banks. Latron Darrell Banks. Rubina Rosario Barrett. April Michelle Barrett, magna cum laude. Tasha Isabel Bartolome. Caitlin A. Bassett. Leslie Yamel Baxley. Stephanie Denise Bazemore. Lisa Marie Bodenberg. Jazz Alice Beach, magna cum laude. Brian Benjamin Beasley, cum laude. Ernest John Abenelaran Benjamin. Samantha Elaine Benya. Rahel T. Berhe. Lanazit Berry. Christine Marie Byers. Daniel Beavis. John Michael Harth Bilecki, cum laude. Candace Levon Bland. Asia Blackshear. Naomi Renee Bond. Joanna Bonner. Omar Arturo Bonilla. Larico Cottrell Boswell. Catherine Christine Borschelt. Mona Busico. Michelle Teresa Boyd. Dancia Delia Brody. Wendy Elizabeth Bromley. Deborah White Brown. Latanya Antoinette Brown. Patricia Joy Brown. Tanya Denise Brundage. Sarah Elizabeth Bruno, magna cum laude. Rohan Rolando Buckner Sr. Tira Bunn. Meredith Ray Burden. Roy N. Burke. Tiffany Renee Burns. David Cadillon. Clarence Kane. And Angela Ximena Camacho Solano, cum laude. Kathy M. Caputo, magna cum laude. Jessica A. Cassidy, magna cum laude. Kathleen Elizabeth Kayer. Catherine Rosanna Soler. Juan Cernadas. Nelum Edna Che. Kara Chisley. Yun Hong Chiu. Deneen Marie Christian. Blair Cerulli. William Judson Clark, summa cum laude. Carolyn Regina Cobb. Heath Wade Collins. Catherine Collins, summa cum laude. Nicole Marie Kulsrud. Jessica Aaron Combs. Christopher Robert Conover. Seishun L. Conver White, summa cum laude. Charisse Cook. Tiffany LaDoylan Cook. Pamela Ann Coppins. Tony Corley. Emily L. Cox. Reola Teresa Sawasible, summa cum laude. Astoria M. Crowder. Patricia Ellen Cully, summa cum laude. Darcy L. Crumpler. Susan Lynn Cunningham. Victoria Curington. Stacy Curie. Karen Marita Curie. Monica Ann Curtis. Daryl Wayne Cusick. Danielle Dorianne Diaveta. Shatasha Tomika Dabney. Evan Kingsley Dame. Shamira Susette Darko. Jeanette Davis. Emmeline Chrismal Davies. Corey Wayne Davis. Dawn Davis Smalls. Dawn Kalisha Davis. Jeanette Gauthier Davis, summa cum laude. Kaylin Dawn Davis, summa cum laude. Krista Rose Davis. Brian Sherwood Dawes. Anna Christian Reed Dawson. Ronald J. Deal, summa cum laude. Corinne Leah Deal. Juan C. Delatorre, cum laude. Lavonda Gail Deaweller. Karina Laurel Deering, cum laude. Angel Hubbard Dennis. Fanil L. Durham. Mike Anthony Dews. Joanna K. Douglas, summa cum laude. Faya Davis. Tamara Lynn Dozier. Jennifer Emily Drescher. Adrian Driscoll. Augustine Thomas Driggins Sr., magna cum laude. Jamaco Antonio Dunn. Priscilla Ramos, cum laude. Tashira Burnett. Kimberly Renee Wimbush. Benita Rondella Henderson. Courtney Elizabeth Bardell. Kimberly Sarabia Holloway. Ola Frederick Akinkuoa. Bianca Daisy Bostic, cum laude. Malieve S. Guy Williams. Alexandrina Vanessa Nolasco. Michelle Mapaho Mabiak. Tiona Marie Arrington. Sasha Gay Maxwell. Sandra Ekpenyong. Paola Bilowa Nijanda. Linda Mandung.
Fatu Kali Kargbo. Renata Ardelia Gammons. Regis Rashad Cotman. Nicholas Ian McDermott. Kennedy Ijaka, magna cum laude. Harlan Benjamin Elliott Jr. Beverly Joyce Ellis. Alexander Todd Englehart. Andrew Stephen Enema. Nilsa Bonilla Esters, cum laude. Shakora Janice Eubanks. Eric Ewell. Lakeisha Shawnette Evans. Brittany Farmer. Rachel Ann Fistek. Kasim Lionel Fitzpatrick. Linnell Nicole Flack. Sean Patrick Fleming Jr. Mauricio Elias Flores. Eduardo Andres Flores, summa cum laude. Jeong Hee Florkowski. Jerry Spiro Focus Jr. Rochelle Janet Fontanez. Don Fortes Jr. Shannon Keith Foster. Stephen Frank, cum laude. Heather R. Fulford. Gregory John Flemons. Sarah L. Fitzgerald. Jennifer Patrice Gaither. Brandon Michael Gant. Terrace Yvette Coleman Garnier. Adrienne Gatlin. Fatu Gay. Melkamu Kelime Gatuhun. Deborah Jean Giachete. Michelle Glencora Juanita Gibbons. Amy Michelle Gibson. Shannon Elizabeth Gibson. Tia Marie Gibson Pineda. Hugo Alejandro Giraldo. Sharon Glass. Doris Janice Goggins, cum laude. Katina Goldring. Marco Gomez, cum laude. Rachel Ann Gonzalez. James Good. Mary Goodwin. Darnell Lamar Gordon. Veronica Gorman. Makalai Alicia Graff Jones. Troy Bryce Graham. Nestor Eduardo Granadino. Ruthann Granero. Jeanette Grant. Patrick John Grantland, Jr. Adrian Heather Green. Michael Carlos Green. Tanya Louise Green. Eulander Green. Kiara Marie Greenwell. Tabitha Grimes. Jennifer K. Gronhoff. Brianna Groves. Paula Maria Gutierrez. Alexis Ray Haar. Christopher Leon Haley, summa cum laude. Marcus Wendell Hall. Eric Hamby Sr. Michael Craig Haney. Brandon Michael Hankinson. Anthony Bruce Hanners. Virginia Gigi Harbuck Crucio. Kavita Harbin, magna cum laude. Angelica Eustaquio Harris. LaShonda Nicole Harris. Laureen Harris. Lindsay Ray Hatfield. Elijah Wayne Hawes, magna cum laude. Kathleen Mary Ann Hayes. Walter Osamu Hayward, summa cum laude. Tamika Rochelle Hurd. Whitney Elizabeth Ann Hedgepath, cum laude. Michael Anthony Henry. Robin Jean Henry. Jerome Henson. Charles Hibbs, cum laude. Timothy Edward Higgins. Erica Lakeisha Hill. Shantae Mario Hines. Sabrina Minami Hianoso. Heather Aaron Hirschman, magna cum laude. Morgan Holland. Isha Anita Holloman. Joanne Marie Huffnagel, magna cum laude. Kenneth Hope. Corey James Hopkins. Michelle Ashley Horn. Dolores Hutchins. Angela Denise Howard. Glenn Edward Howard. Jennifer Ann Huff, magna cum laude. Stacy Marie Hall. Michelle Hunt. David Wesley Huntley. Isaac Herr. Karen Ann Hussey. Antoinette Geraldine Hutchinson. Lyndon Murray Hippolyte. Darren Eisen. Charles Leroy Ivy Jr. Sheila Renee Ivans. Larry Bernard Jackson II. Shantae Michelle Jackson. Stephen Jackson. Allison Norma Jackson Hill, magna cum laude. Emmanuel Jameson Jr. Lucia Jimenez. Anita Johnson. Calvin Tyrone Johnson. Dina Johnson. Jalila Johnson. James Earl Johnson. Kip Christian Johnson. LaQuisha Cheyenne Johnson. Sandra Lola Johnson. Taylisha Anne Marie Johnson. June Ann Jones. Carlisha Lavette Jones. Tyann Emil Jones, Sr., magna cum laude. Jason Urian Jones. Megan Nicole Jones. Nasir Naeem Jones. Robin Leslie McLean Jones. Tiffany Latrice Jones. Noelia Maria Jordan. Whitney Joyner. Franklin Asa Kaiser. Zachary Lawrence Kalus. Anastasia Khan, cum laude. Mohammed Abdul Qasim. Ebony Bintu Kasama. Laura Lynn Caston. Anita Ratnakar Katre. Anita Lynn Kestel, cum laude. Rafiq Nishan Khan. Joshua Michael Brooks Kiggins. Sally Kuhu. Heather Lynn Clanus, cum laude. Jennifer Kimmel. Ryan Jacob Kirkland, magna cum laude. Ty Elizabeth Klein. Jeremy Cliphouse. Sarah Jane Knox Stumpf, cum laude. Robert John Kosis, cum laude. Michaela Kokashova. Tracy Kuntz. Patricia Cunye. Rebecca Kurek. Tracy Lynn Lamb. Kevin Dwayne Lang.
Angela Lavalle. Peter D. Lawrence, Jr. Tiffany Lee Lawrence. Geraldine Gia Lee. Brittany Lewis. Sabrina Liban. Jay Carson Limbasia. Diane R. Lingenfelter, magna cum laude. Yvonne Annette Lively. Sandra Eileen Livesey. Jesse James G. Yamas. Sase N. Loknauth. Karen Rebecca Lofton, magna cum laude. Servando Lopez Romero, summa cum laude. Maria del Socorro Loredo. Ashley Hope Love. Devin Lucas. Justin E. Lucas. Pamela R. Lyles, cum laude. James Andrew McGill, Jr. Esther Nziza Macao, cum laude. Jemima V. Magliari. Angela Logan Malloy, cum laude. Jason Malnar. Kathleen Joy Manos. Joshua Matthew Merrick. Nicholas Ryan Merrick. Gail Sue Marks. Elizabeth Ann Martin, cum laude. Jessica Lynn Martin. Lana Lynette Martin. Roystan Ricardo Martin. Richard Max Mason. Tiffany Lorraine Maston. Latika Ramona Matthews. David B. McClanahan, cum laude. Anthony Francis McCluskey. Kara C. McClure. Susan Sook McCorkle. Nancy Ruth McDonough, cum laude. Latoya Monique McDuffie. Charlotte S. McGee. Ronald James McEwen. Pamela J. McLeod. Michael Scott McMillan. Tanya Catherine Ann McMillan. Temini Leland McNeil. James McShane. Stacy Deneen Meads. Alexander Philip Masel. Dario Milana. Corey Michael Miles. Lauren Vanessa Miles. Lindsay Louise Miles. Allison Heather Miller. Aisha Renee Mitchell. Thomas Earl Mitchell. Ami Momaya, cum laude. Cardell Hilton Montague. Natalie Montas. Deborah Moody. And daughter Essence C. Moody. Michael Moore. D'Angelo Rashad Moore. Essence Arnice Moore. Winda I. Morales. Christina Lynn Morgan. Cheryl Wheeler Morris. Wanda Denise Morris. Dana Lynn Motley. Christopher Stephen Moulton. Robert Page Moyer. Stephen Charles Mulcahy. Rachel M. Murray. Thomas William Myers. Tanya Christine Napier. Nazanin Nasseri, magna cum laude. Renee Simone Nathaniel. Margaret Mary Neville. Cassandra R. Newton, cum laude. Esther Lucy Ngunu. Phuong Thai Nguyen. Dennis Swan Nguyen. Kaylin Yenhu Nguyen. George Peter Noble Jr., cum laude. Santiago Nunez. Erica Nuskart. Ratanya L. Offer. Stephanie A. Ogbulu. Danielle Fidel Olego. Ikechi Henry Oriaku. Jose Miguel Ortiz. Nancy Osborne. Devin R. Overton. Kevin B. Overton. Blanca Elizabeth Pacheco. Garen Isaiah Page, magna cum laude. Latasha Nicole Page. Candice J. Painter. Jeremy Dwayne Palmer, cum laude. Marind Para. Sri Partowardoyo. Wanda Y. Pate. Patricia Patrick. Leah Marie Patterson, cum laude. Jessica Marie Pepler. Jeffrey Peralta. Sarah Dorothy Perez, summa cum laude. Christopher Perilli. Linda Sue Perkins. Fred Phillips III. Mikhail A. Phillips. Yvonne Paida. Jose Jonathan Pineda. Stephanie Elaine Pinson, cum laude. Carla Poole, summa cum laude. Jessica Ray Porter. Heather Lee Pratt, cum laude. Umberto Preciado, magna cum laude. Derek L. Privet. Byron Pryor. Angela Milena Pulido. Adriana Esmilda Pulido. Shabnam Kadir. Irfan Zahir Qureshi, summa cum laude. Ando Ramamanjiso, magna cum laude. Darren C. Ramsey. Samantha Nicole Reedy. Lester Anton Reed Sr. Justin V. Richards. Christopher G. Richardson. Frederick M. Ricks. Almonique Keona Riley. Irene Julie Rincon. Nicole Michelle Wright, cum laude. Edwin Rivas. Vera M. Rizik. Robert Lenwood Robertson. Sandra Elaine Roberts. Antoine S. Robinson. Denise Robinson. Michael Kevin Robinson, summa cum laude. Chantel R. Robinson. Frank Robert Rodriguez. Justin Wade Romero. Christine Rommel. Caitlin Cree Roper. Andrew Nicholas Roth. Jeremy Robert Rufiner, magna cum laude. Mayumi Rush. Yoshani A. Ryan. James St. Ledger. Amru Sharafeldin Saleh. Eric Santiago Salguero.
Tita Sameta. Luis G. Sanchez. Heli Jose Santana. Joely Mahali Santiago, cum laude. Ayaba Sanve, magna cum laude. Sohail Satari, Sr. Sina Satari, Sr. Jessica Lynn Schindler, magna cum laude. Andrea Renee Scott. Lisa Scott. Stephanie Scott, magna cum laude. Nikita Rashawn Seal. Natasha S. Sebastiani. Terrence Cheryl Selman Jr. Fanta Sariba Kulabali. Saba Sheikh. Judith M. Shin. Rachel Christine Schindeldecker. Charles Shivnarin. Bryant Edward Silva. Dennis L. Shue. Reed Mers Simmons. Anthony Tokyo Simon Jr. Shantae Lakia Sims. Lauren Marie Sine. Suzanne Diane Sinacrapi. Adam Frank Smith. Cheryl Smith. Donald F. Smith, magna cum laude. Eric John Smith. Lauren May Smith, cum laude. Michael A. Smith II. Shannon Victoria Smith. Crystal Marie Snow, summa cum laude. Stephanie Ann Snow. Kathy Lee Sorto, summa cum laude. Judy T. Spann. Keisha K.N. Stevens. Taisha Stewart. Donna Mitchell Sturdivant. Thomas Michael Sweeney. George W. Talbot III, cum laude. Christina Tarlan, summa cum laude. Danielle Christine Taylor, summa cum laude. Michelle Renee Taylor. Derek Terrell. Simone V. Faxton Taylor. Kenrika Thomas. Larry George McGee Thomas. Jeffrey R. Thompson. Shavonda Nicole Thompson. Eleanor B. Thornton. Alfonso Rodney Thorpe. Mitchell Darren Tillotson Jr. Matthew M. Turpak. Rayet Kanita Tolis Abdullah. Sean Tolson. Henry Daniel Toman. Lisa Michelle Toomey. Omar Ansar Tor. Chad Joseph Toro. Iris Townsend. Andrew Trevino. Bobby J. Troyer. Holly D. Ugo, cum laude. Melissa Vargas. Jennifer Marie Varney. Jorge Rafael Vasquez Jr. Catherine Elizabeth Vass. Joshua John Vermette. James Francis Wade Sr. Renita Levette Walker. Jenica Nicole Walton. Lucy Wang. Yi Jacole Wang. Krista Danielle Washington. Nakia Latwane Washington. Alyssa Ann Watkins. Nicole Elise Watts. Elizabeth Aviva Weiss. Amanda Jacqueline Welch. Lauren Anthony Whalen. Michelle Ann Wetstein. Rebecca White. Melissa Ann Whitney. Mario Charles Williams. Nola Doreen Williams. Shkora Nikel Williams. Teresa Fauntleroy Williams. Willie Leslie Williams Jr. Sandra Elaine Williamson, magna cum laude. Antonio T. Willis. Brian R. Wilson, summa cum laude. Courtney Renee Wilson. Johanny Jacqueline Wilson. Makisha Wilson. Patrick N. Wilson. Iris L. Wynn. Derek Winstead. Christopher Allen Wolski. Tamitha Jo Wood. Susan Lee Woods. Tachambe Cedric Leone Wusum. Catherine A. Ray. Jathan Wright. Samantha Kelly Wright. Melissa Lynn Young. Benjamin Justin Youngs. Kai J. Wen. Sunilda Isabel Zabala. Denise Zapian. Samuel Alessio Zelaya. And Nicole Danielle Zobert, magna cum laude.
Will all of our graduates please rise? President Mayeres, in accordance with the recommendations of the faculty of University of Maryland University College, the deans and I request that you confer upon these candidates the degrees, as in each case is appropriate, in recognition of their successful completion of all requirements.
Under the authority granted by the State of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you your bachelor's or master's degree, as in each case is appropriate. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Mayeres. Now, graduates, to symbolize your status as graduates of University of Maryland University College, and on the count of 3, I will ask you to move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your caps. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. Now, before we conclude with the recessional, I'd like to invite you to join us in the singing of our university alma mater, led by Deborah Monforto. The words to the alma mater can be found on page 13 of your program, and will the entire audience please rise?
We honor you and thank you for all that you have done to help us on our journey and make us all as one. So with this song of glory, let's say your name aloud. UMUC, UMUC, forever standing proud. The time we've spent together at night or through the day, in many different places, at home or far away, unites us and then guides us. Now we're your precious jewels. UMUC, UMUC, the dearest of all schools. For when our days have ended and we are bound no more, our hearts still pulse and linger, because we can't ignore the sounds of distant trumpets that echo this refrain. UMUC, UMUC, eternal shall remain.
You may now be seated, and thank you, Deborah, for that beautiful rendition of our alma mater. And now, UMUC graduates, as you go forward from this day, we want you to wear your UMUC pins with pride. We look forward to your continued association with our university as new members of our alumni family. Congratulations.
The recessional will now begin with the platform party, followed by the faculty and then our graduates. We ask our audience to please remain at their seats until the recessional has concluded. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your cooperation and congratulations.